It was evening, and the sky was turning dark. The school grounds were quiet, with only a few students still around. Sungjae walked toward the lab building, planning to check on Chisom, Haeyeon, and Yuna, who were serving their punishment by cleaning the science lab. As he got closer to the building, he noticed Yumi and her friends stepping out of the same entrance. Sungjae's eyes narrowed with suspicion. "What are you girls doing here? Isn't this the building where Chisom, Haeyeon, and Yuna are serving their punishment?" Yumi froze for a second, then quickly put on a smile. "We were just looking around. Nothing serious." Before they could say anything else, Teo stepped out of the building behind them, stopping short when he saw the group gathered. Then, moments later, Chisom, Haeyeon, and Yuna emerged as well, their expressions tired from cleaning, but alert the moment they saw Sungjae and the mean girls standing together. Teo walked closer holding the hairpin. "Yumi, you dropped this," Yumi frowned. "And how does that mean it's mine?" Teo's voice was calm but firm. "You locked my friends in, Yumi. You really thought no one would find out." Sungjae's expression hardened. "You locked them in, you must be insane." At that moment, the school security guard arrived, his footsteps echoing in the quiet evening air. "Why are you students still on school premises?" he asked. Yumi quickly answered, "We were just leaving." Teo stepped forward, addressing the guard. "Sir, they locked my friends in the lab." The security guard raised an eyebrow. "Locked?" The guard turned to Yumi. "Is this true?" "No, we had nothing to do with it," Yumi replied. "Then explain this," Teo said, holding up the hairpin. Yumi glanced nervously at the hairpin. "It's my hairpin, but I'm not responsible for what you're accusing me of." Sungjae immediately cut in. "The hairpin was found by the locked door. Everything they say about you is true because you've crossed the line with these evil acts." He then gave Teo a quick glance, signaling for him to hand the hairpin over to the security guard. Teo, understanding, stepped forward and handed it over. Sungjae added, "Tomorrow, we'll take this straight to the principal." The security guard took the hairpin and looked at Yumi and her friends. "This will be handled. You should all leave now." As Haeyeon and Chisom reached home, hoping to tiptoe inside unnoticed, the front door creaked open, betraying their stealth. Their hearts sank when they spotted Mrs. Kim seated in the living room, arms folded, eyes waiting for them. "Girls," her voice rang out, "we need to talk." They froze instantly. "Sit," she said. They obeyed without argument, sinking into the couch, like kids caught sneaking out after curfew. "Junsu came by," she began. "He told me about what's been happening at school, how those girls have been treating you. And how you now got dragged into it too." "We didn't want to worry you," Chisom replied. "That's not how it works," Mrs. Kim said, her voice a mix of concern and quiet disappointment. "You two should never hide things like this from me. I don't care if it's about school, the streets, or even your dreams. If anything happens, I want to be the first to know." "Understood. Yes, Mom," they echoed. There was a pause, then Mrs. Kim continued, her tone shifting as the girls relaxed just a little. "What happened today?" Haeyeon spoke up this time. "We were locked inside the lab, Mom. After we finished the punishment, we tried to leave but the door wouldn't open." Mrs. Kim's eyes widened. "Locked in, what punishment is that?" Haeyeon quickly answered. "The principal gave Yuna a punishment for pushing Yumi. We helped her with the punishment after everything happened. Also, a hairpin was found on the floor, near the locked door. It looked just like Yumi's." "So," Mrs. Kim said slowly, "you now is the one who gets punished for pushing Yumi, but the silly girls." She stood up. "My girls are the victims here, but the principal has not given the main culprits punishment. It seems like some people are above the rules." "Mom, can you believe Yumi admitted the hairpin found beside the locked door was hers, but she denied having anything to do with locking us in. She said it wasn't her fault we got locked in." "This is beyond ridiculous," Mrs. Kim said sharply. She paused, then continued, "This will not stand. I'm going to see the principal tomorrow. You can't let this go and neither will I." Chisom's eyes shimmered with a mix of relief and gratitude, but Haeyeon hesitated, a flicker of concern crossing her face. She knew exactly what her mother was capable of. "Don't worry, Mom," Haeyeon said quickly, raising her voice a bit. "We don't want you to get involved." Mrs. Kim shook her head. "No, You can't handle this alone. It's time I step in. We're not letting anyone treat you like this. Tomorrow, we take care of it. Haeyeon and Chisom nodded, comforted by the fierce, unwavering support in Mrs. Kim's voice. Whatever came next, they knew they wouldn't face it alone. Junsu strolled down the hallway on his way to class when Haeyeon approached him. "So you went running to my mom?" she said. "Oh, you mean that?" Junsu replied. She snapped, "You told her everything happening at school, without even asking me. I was worried about you, things were getting out of hand. So that gives you the right to just tell on me." "I thought I was helping," he said, his voice growing tense. "Junsu, friends don't go behind each other's backs. Friends don't share someone's personal issues without their permission. You made me look untrustworthy in front of my mom, Junsu. Now she thinks I've been hiding things from her." "That's not what I was trying to do," Junsu replied quickly. "Well, congratulations. You did it anyway," she shot back. "You betrayed my trust." He took a breath. "Wow, I didn't think you'd be this ungrateful." She laughed bitterly. "You think I should be grateful? You're funny." She paused, then continued, "Maybe next time, think before you act like some hero no one asked for." Junsu gave her an unbelievable stare. "Maybe next time, I won't care at all." Without another word, he turned and walked away. Haeyeon stood frozen, her chest rising and falling with anger, but she didn't call after him. The principal was in the office, watching the CCTV footage on his screen. Yumi and her clique were clearly visible, laughing, mocking, and boldly tearing up the form. A new report had just landed on his desk. He opened it and read through the details. They had locked Haeyeon, Yuna and Chisom in the lab. He sighed. This was more than bullying, it was deliberate, cruel, and dangerous. Just as he was about to summon the culprits, the door creaked open. Mrs. Kim stepped in, with Chisom, Haeyeon and Yuna quietly trailing behind her. "Good day, Mr. Principal," she said coolly, and without waiting for a reply, she continued, "My daughters are being harassed by a group of silly, entitled girls, and somehow they're the ones being punished. Explain to me how victims end up paying the price in a school that's supposed to ensure their well-being." "I understand your concern, Mrs. Kim," the principal said carefully. "Please know I have seen the footage. It is very clear. Yumi and her friends are the ones responsible. We are acting on it immediately." Meanwhile, outside, Yumi heard that Mrs. Kim was in school, and she rushed off in a panic. Without wasting a second, she grabbed her phone with shaking hands and called her mother. "Mom, they're planning to suspend or even expel us. Mrs. Kim, that Nigerian girl's guardian, is here, and I'm sure she will poison the principal's mind. You need to do something." "What?" her mother barked from the other end. "I'm on my way to the office, but I'll come to that school right now." Yumi clutched her phone tightly, her heart pounding with a mix of hope and dread. "Please hurry." Yumi and her friends were already inside the office, holding their suspension letters. The door burst open. Madame Seo stormed in, and every eye in the room turned to her. She looked at her daughter and her friends. "What is the meaning of this? Why are these letters being handed to my daughter and her friends?" The principal didn't flinch. "We have reviewed the evidence thoroughly. Your daughter and her group are being suspended for 3 weeks. The decision is final." Madame Seo's eyes narrowed. "Final? Do you still remember who I am? I could have this entire board shuffled if I wanted to." "I'm sure you could," he replied calmly, "but not today. Not here." "So, you're letting this woman," she pointed at Mrs. Kim, "bully you into punishing my daughter? Is this how you run a school?" Mrs. Kim looked at her. "If holding your child accountable is what you call bullying, then perhaps you're part of the problem." Madame Seo sneered. "So you think you've won? You and your precious daughters, basking in the spotlight? Don't get too comfortable. My daughter will still be in your faces every single day. And when she is, remember this moment." Mrs. Kim's smile was calm, but cutting. Some parents should teach their children manners before throwing money and influence around. With a furious scoff, Madame Seo stormed out. The mean girls scrambled after her in silence. After the door slammed shut, Mrs. Kim turned slowly to the principal and gave a knowing look. "Did you see that?" The house was quiet. After the tense encounter at school, Mrs. Kim had insisted on taking Chisom and Haeyeon home immediately. No more drama, No lingering, just safety. Chisom was getting ready for bed when her phone lit up with Teo's name. She picked up quickly. Hello, Teo's voice was calm. Hey, I didn't get to see you after everything. We left early, she said. Mom didn't want us sticking around. I figured, he replied. I just wanted to check in. You okay? Chisom sat up. Actually, yeah, we're fine. And Teo, thank you for what you did. Everything's been sorted now. I'm always ready to help. You don't need to thank me. Teo replied. Chisom smiled wider. Still, I mean it. Teo cleared his throat. By the way, I have a racing event coming up. Racing? Like, what? You're a racer, Chisom asked. Yeah, motorbike racing. He answered, it's something I've been doing for a while. I've got a big competition coming soon, so I'll be focusing on practice for a while. That's so cool, Chisom said, her voice filled with genuine surprise. I had no idea. I'll definitely support you. There was a short pause on the line, like Teo wasn't used to that kind of encouragement. Thanks, he said quietly. That means a lot. They both hesitated. Unsure how to end the call. All right then, Chisom said at last. Good night, Teo. Good night, Chisom, he replied. Chisom had curled up under her blanket, her mind finally at ease. Her phone buzzed again. Sungjai. She smiled and answered, hello. Hey, Sungjai said. Sorry for calling this late. I hope you hadn't fallen asleep before the call came in, with everything that's been happening. Chisom let out a small laugh. I was just about to sleep, but yeah, I'm okay now. Everything's been settled. I'm really glad to hear that, he said. It was bothering me the whole day. You didn't deserve any of what happened. You've been so kind. I don't even know how to repay you. No need to repay me, he replied quickly. Actually, I wanted to tell you something. The agency is still working on the project you almost missed, the one you were worried about. Chisom blinked in surprise. Oh, right, I almost got my mind off that. Are they still planning to move forward with me? Yeah, they are, he confirmed. I spoke to the team, and they're still counting on you. So if you're ready, we'll get you prepped for it. I know you've got the skills, and I want to help you make sure you're ready when the time comes. She smiled. I'm really thankful, Sungjai. I won't let you down. I've got this. I know you do, he said. And we're here to support you every step of the way. Just focus on getting ready, and I'll make sure everything else falls into place. Thank you, Chisom replied. I really appreciate it. Of course, now, go get some rest. You deserve it. I will, she said. Good night, Sungjai. Good night, Chisom. As the call ended, she lay back down, a smile on her lips and her heart a little fuller, knowing that despite the challenges, everything was still moving forward. She was thankful for her friends, who had been there for her through all the chaos. Teo, Sungjai, Hyun and Yuna, she smiled, knowing they had her back. With that joy, she grabbed her phone to call her family, especially her sick dad. But the thought of her harsh stepmother and the thought of dealing with her made her hesitate, she sighed, feeling conflicted. I hope everything will be fine back home, she whispered to herself, choosing to enjoy the peace for now. With the mean girls suspended, peace returned to the school. Chisom, Hyun, and Yuna finally enjoyed quiet days together. No drama, no stares, just friends, books, and fun. Sungjae's bond with Teo grew as he joined them more often in school activities. In the afternoons, when classes ended, Chisom often joined Teo where he practiced for his upcoming motorcycle racing competition, cheering and occasionally hopping on the back of his bike for a slow, easy ride around the track. Chisom stepped into the bustling Star Entertainment building, her suitcase gliding behind her. This was the day she had been waiting for. The agency's trip to Bizen, brand collaborations, fan meetings, performances, and well-earned fun. But just a few steps in, she stopped in her tracks. There they were, Yumi and Minseo, dressed like a package deal in matching designer outfits, each holding a perfectly polished suitcase. Oh, Chisom, what a coincidence, Yumi said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Didn't expect to run into me here, did you? Chisom took a soft breath and smiled politely. Yumi, wasn't expecting to see you here. Yumi gave a mock pout, surprised. I'm officially a trainee now. Star Entertainment must be expanding their standards. Instead of reacting, Chisom simply nodded with genuine warmth. Well, congratulations. Minseo grinned and added teasingly. Hi, Miss Star Girl. Hi, Minseo. Glad to see you again, Chisom replied. Minseo responded with a sly smile. You'll be seeing me forever. Before Chisom could say anything more, a staff member's voice echoed through the hall. All trainees, please gather outside. The bus is ready for departure. Chisom froze for a moment, her fingers tightening around the suitcase handle as the two girls walked away laughing. She suddenly felt like the trip wasn't going to be as smooth as she had hoped. How come Minseo and Yumi are now best of friends? Are they plotting something against me? How did Yumi even get into Star Entertainment? Could this be another one of her mother's plots? Don't get too comfortable. My daughter will still be in your faces every single day. And when she is, remember this moment. My daughter will still be in your faces every single day.